Now on Coast TV News.
Lewes Beach rules.
They're there to help everybody get along.
The city takes a fresh look at what is and isn't allowed. The cost of progress.
We're hoping to raise money to help pay for the town hall.
A new way to support the $11 million town hall and police station in Dewey Beach. Maryland speed cameras.
I think they're a little bit too much.
If you get caught on candid camera going a little too fast, the fine for that ticket is going up.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
Beach rules, the city of Lewes, taking a second look at some long-standing codes. Good evening, I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 6. We begin tonight with a check-in of sorts as the city of Lewes goes over some of their regulations. Beaches up and down the coast, they all have their own rules that govern what you can and cannot do. In Lewes, a committee is getting ready to take a fresh look at that, an open discussion about how they regulate their beaches. Coast TV News reporter Emma Aiken is live in Lewes. Emma, some of the rules that we're talking about, they were first implemented decades ago.
Charlie, right now we're some of the only people here on the beach, but this was a very different scene weeks ago with the beaches up and down the coast packed with people. But with a lot of people comes a handful of rules. Now in the off season, the city of Lewes is taking a second look at their code because some of these rules were adopted back in the 1970s.
When you hit the beach in Lewes, you're greeted with that salt air, crashing waves, and a list of rules. Kathleen DeKnight believes that's a good thing.
They're there to help everybody get along.
At an ordinance review ad hoc committee meeting Tuesday morning, Lewes will debate Chapter 63 of their city code, which focuses on beaches. There is a lot in there, including the rule against sleeping on the beach overnight and the ban prohibiting driving on the beach, but it's not clear which of the different rules in Chapter 63 will get the most attention. Additionally, the committee will hear from Parks and Recreation, who are expected to have a few of their own proposals.
It is important to periodically go back and see if the intent of what an original rule was for is still appropriate, or if something needs to be added, changed, deleted. It's important to revisit things.
Visitor Lynn Smith isn't opposed to change, but she does hope some rules stay the same.
The jet skiing thing I really like, because I hate jet skis. I think they disturb the peace of the beach, and I hate them.
Other rules that could be revisited: no open fires, no fishing on the beach, and no horses on the beach. That's not to say anything is necessarily going to change. The purpose of this committee meeting seems to be looking at long-standing rules and asking one important question: does this still make sense?
Some of these rules do apply all year round, but a lot of them apply only during the busy season, so May through September. Some of those seasonal rules include no boating, no kayaking, and no fishing out there on the water, as well as no canopies here on the sand. Reporting live in Lewes, Emma Aiken, Coast TV News.
Thank you, Emma. In June, Ocean City banned big tents. Baby tents still allowed, but all other tents and unattended canopies set up before 10 a.m., those are banned. The rule also required that at least 3 feet of space is left between canopies. And along the Delaware coast, all tents except for small baby tents, no larger than 36 inches, those are banned in Dewey Beach. Canopies are still allowed but must be placed behind all the lifeguard stands. In Rehoboth Beach, tents and canopies, those are banned. And in Bethany Beach, no tents, no canopies, no tarps or cabanas allowed. And this brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know, are there too many beach rules? Let's take a look at the updated results from earlier this evening. And so far, this is what we've got. 20% of people saying yes, way too many rules. 28% saying no, it's just right. 48%, the grand majority, saying not enforced well. So they like the rules they have, they just wish they were enforced. And just 4% say, hey, we need more rules. If you haven't voted yet, you can still do that at coasttv.com or use your mobile app. And we will show you updated results on Coast TV News at 11. Staying in Lewes, the town is the last place still charging for parking, but that is about to end. Beach parking runs through September 30th. That's also tomorrow. And downtown meters will be active through October 14th. Rehoboth Beach, Dewey Beach, Bethany Beach, and Fenwick Island, they all wrapped up on September 15th. The cost for beach parking, that is $2.50, and downtown, that is $1.50. In Dewey Beach, the town has been chipping away at their new 3-story town hall building that will also home police and EMS. The $11 million project is fully funded between state and federal money, but the town is looking to get a little more cash. CoastTV News reporter Brandon Ferguson is live in Dewey Beach. Brandon, the town raising money by making people a part of the building forever.
Charlie, follow me here on the back end of the new town hall project. You can see all the construction that's taking place, but I want you to take a look at this concrete wall. It may look like your average concrete wall on a construction site, but that is where a fundraising project is eyed for. Bricks will line this entire wall all the way to Coastal Highway that you can engrave. According to Dewey Beach Town Manager Bill Zalper, those funds from the bricks will be used for landscaping around the new building and also furniture within the building. If you want to be on the wall, you can buy an engraved brick for about $300. Overall, the town is trying to sell about 2,000 bricks, and if they hit that goal, it should raise $600,000.
Police dispatch area is going to have a huge work area in the dispatch area for the police officers. We want to make sure all that gets funded. The least amount of money we have to borrow, the better.
Zalper says the roof for phase 1 of the new town hall project is expected to be up by Thanksgiving. And when it comes to the bricks that will eventually line that concrete wall, a link will be posted on the Dewey Beach Town website on how to purchase yours. Live in Dewey Beach, Brandon Ferguson, CoastTV News.
Thank you, Brandon. Let's go ahead and take a live look into Rehoboth Beach right now. Looks like a nice evening out there as we check in with our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams. Paul, set the stage for us this week.
Okay, so imagine the plot being this, that the cloud cover sticks around until we get to Wednesday because it wants a curtain call. There, that's your plot. And this is indeed the canvas that we're painting upon right now. We're staying very cloudy, Milford at 73 degrees, dew point temperatures in the 60s. So it feels a bit tropical for right now, but the dew point temperature is going to be dropping. That's actually our big local weather story for us. We'll drop down to 70 degrees, by the way. Now, here's a look at what's happening right now. We have these are sprinkles here. Nothing heavy, nothing serious. Annoying? Absolutely. But not dangerous. Now, we do have some things to advise you about. Current RIP statement that's actually in effect for us for the Sussex beaches, and the gale wind warning, meaning we're looking out for 45-mile-per-hour winds along the entire coast for us right now. And then in addition to that, we have a high surf advisory that's active for Ocean City. So not the day to go out into the water. Might be a little better by this weekend on 2 fronts. We'll talk about that and 2 tropical systems out in the Atlantic. But for right now, back to you, Charlie.
Thank you, Paul. If you are planning on buying an electric vehicle, you've got just one more day to save thousands of dollars. Tomorrow is the last day of the federal EV tax credit, which ended as part of President Trump's so-called Big Beautiful Bill when that passed this summer. Buying most new electric vehicles would have landed you a $7,500 tax credit, and buying most used vehicles would have been a $4,000 tax credit. Local car dealerships we spoke with say the tax credit has put plenty of people into new EVs.
Most customers were most hesitant, something new, but once they drive and they've actually taken out the EVs, they've been in love with it, making them official EV customers. The $7,500 does help a ton.
According to data from financial website LendingTree, a lot of money has been saved thanks to the tax credit. The data shows in 2023, Americans got back more than $3.3 billion on their taxes. Again, the last day to be eligible for the credit, it's tomorrow. Delaware lawmakers are set to host 4 public hearings this fall to discuss property reassessment. The committee says its goal is to bring more transparency to the process and explore ways to make it more fair for taxpayers. The first of the hearings is set for tomorrow, September 30th. They continue on October 7th and October 21st. November 4th, those meetings are to be held at Legislative Hall in Dover, and they all start at 9:30 in the morning. We're just getting started here. More protein for people in need. Purdue is working with the Food Bank of Delaware to make a difference.
And you should expect another gray day for tomorrow, but the sun will eventually pull an Annie theme song in the sky. I'll pinpoint the timing of that coming up.
But first, statewide speed cameras in Maryland, faster speeds. They're going to mean bigger fines. We're back in 60 seconds.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
Maryland drivers, especially you leadfoots out there, you might want to ease off the gas a little bit. Beginning Wednesday, the fine you'll be charged if a specific speed camera catches you going a little too fast, it's going up. Coast TV News reporter Kevin Zappé is live in Berlin. Kevin, there's now a range for the tickets and the high end is pretty pricey.
Charlie, we are outside the Stephen Decatur High School, and right next to me you can see 2 speed cameras ready to catch anyone going over the speed limit. Now the new fine structure is dependent on how fast you're going, ranging between a $40 fine to a $425 fine. Buses are back on the road, kids are back in school, and while it's easy to be in a hurry in the morning, if you're planning to drop your kids off at the Stephen Decatur High School or middle school, pay attention. Speed cameras are watching. Go a little too fast and you may open your mailbox to find a ticket which can go all the way up to $425.
I think they're a little bit too much, but a higher fine probably would be good.
Starting Wednesday, October 1st, speeders caught on cameras across Maryland will see a new fee structure. What used to be a flat $40 fine will now increase depending on how fast you're driving. We spoke with locals to get their take on the change.
This is actually really cool because it gives you a chance to even have, oh, I'm only going 12 over. It's not going to be like the $425. It'll be the 40. There's different ranges.
Kathleen Quillen, who works at a nearby child care center, says the increase could help make school zones safer.
That is a very high trafficked area that could definitely, benefit from this.
Whitney Winrow agrees that the fines could make roads safer, but she warns people, be careful who you loan your car to.
Because if you're not driving your car and somebody else's, then you're getting the ticket.
So if you're driving around Maryland, ease off the gas. And be aware of the speed limit, because going too fast could make you furious when that ticket shows up in the mail. Now, we spoke with some locals in the area before who said they've actually received fines from these exact speed cameras and that they plan to drive more cautiously. I'm Kevin Zappé, live in Berlin, Coast TV News.
Taking a look at your Gulf forecast, it's going to stay cloudy, it's going to stay rainy, it's going to stay drizzly. Yeah, it's fair if you can deal with that cloudy stuff again. It's been cloudy all day, and we're going to expect another cloudy day tomorrow. And we're keeping a close eye on 2 storms that are really kicking up a lot of ruckus out in the Atlantic. But Rehoboth Beach, right now, a few people, manageable waves, but the winds are picking up, and it's not such a great idea to be out in the water. So I would dissuade you from doing that so much. 69 by 10 o'clock tonight, mostly cloudy skies, but we're at 72 degrees. A lot of places, not only from Rehoboth down to Bethany Beach, but also 72 degrees right now in Georgetown, Gumboro, Millsboro, and in Milton. But we had a high today of 75 degrees. Now that's the norm for this time of the year. The record high of 90 was set in 1954. Now, here's a look at where we are right now. We do have concerns for rip current concerns along the coast, as well as, believe it or not, gale wind warnings. We're bracing for like 45 mile per hour winds along the coast. So yeah, very blustery for us along the beaches, which is why I would dissuade you from going out into the water, rip currents and a gale wind warning. But we have sprinkles that are floating from the south to the north throughout the Delmarva Peninsula in general. That's going to continue to be the case for us going into tomorrow. Not till Wednesday do we see a peak of some sunshine. That'll change the whole mood. But also what's going to change the mood is the dew point temperatures are tanking. Now that's our big story. You see, we're in the 60s right now. That's tropical. 60s and 70s. That's a lot of moisture in the atmosphere. But take a look at what happens with our future dew points. We're going to be in the 60s tomorrow, so we're back to being tropical. But then we start falling into the 50s by Wednesday, and then we'll even dip into the 40s. So we much drier atmosphere, which is going to make it feel much more fall-like. See, the dew point temperature trend was very tropical last week, but this week the bottom falls out of it. So we're going to go finally to that fall feel in the air. Get your pumpkin spice ready. So here's a look at the cloudy skies, winds out of the northeast. We'll have temperatures in the 60s for Wednesday, clear skies, but not really warming up by much despite the sunshine. And keep in mind, these winds are kind of knifing out of the northeast, so it's not only going to feel fall-like, it's going to be a cold fall feel on the beaches. Here's a look at these two storms. Hurricane Umberto with 140 mile per hour sustained winds and Tropical Storm Imelda with 65 mile per hour sustained winds. Imelda is the one that's closest to Florida right now and the biggest threat, but Imelda is going to be dragged along with Umberto out because they're having what's called a Fujiwara effect. That's when they kind of rotate around each other, they orbit around each other, and every great once in a while, it's rare, but every great once in a while, they smush into each other. Yes, I did say smush, and that was on purpose. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. Cloudy skies for Tuesday, but Wednesday we will see some more sunshine, and great sunshine by the weekend.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
What's going on, sports fans? A chance for history tonight on the soccer field as one local coach is eyeing his 100th career victory. The Crisfield Crabbers get ready to take on Colonel Richardson tonight in boys soccer. Head coach Harold Frock for the Crabbers is approaching his 100th career win. He has coached varsity for 15 years, 3 years coaching at Crisfield, along with 3 regional titles, 1 sectional title, and a state finals appearance. Find out tonight on the final score at 10:30 p.m. if Coach Frock gets to career win number 100. Switching to the gridiron, we've got a Friday night showdown this week. It's the Middletown Cavaliers and the Sussex Central Golden Knights. Middletown got a huge win last week over Smyrna, and last year the Golden Knights took this matchup 37-33. We asked you, the fans, who you think will come out on top Friday night. Here are the results. Right now, it's close. Sussex Central fans, they are pulling ahead, though. And if you want your voice to be heard, head over to DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com today. Voting closes 15 minutes before kickoff. That'll for us for now. Have a great night, everybody.
Soaring Over the Shore is sponsored by Morse Roofing and Siding.
Once a place of ship creation and a major mode of transportation, the Broadkill River is now a major Sussex County waterway and the perfect place for recreation.
Native Americans and European settlers used the Broadkill River to move supplies. As demand grew by the early 1800s, the Broadkill's banks became full of shipyards, many in Milton since it was at the highest point of navigation and near some forests. Now you're much more likely to see pontoon boats or kayaks on this 25-mile waterway running from Milton to Lewes. Its watershed supports local wildlife too, proving the Broadkill has always been a place of serenity and security, then and now.
Why did the chicken cross the road? Well, to help the people on the other side. Today, Purdue delivered a truckload of chicken to the Food Bank of Delaware. Local pantry partners helped load some of the boxes to be used at their locations. While the rest of the chicken was kept at the Food Bank's Milford location, the Food Bank says donations like this provide a key diet staple that can be hard to provide.
In Ocean City, we're at 72 degrees, courtesy of our DryTech Cross-Base camera. Now, we are going to drop down to 70 degrees by 10 o'clock under mostly cloudy skies. And we see scattered sprinkles still dancing along the Delmarva Peninsula and really hovering over throughout portions of Cambridge at this point. Keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line. The number to call is 443-880-9100, sponsored by the law office of Brooksted, Mandalis, and Federico. And here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. A little more drizzle and light rain for tomorrow.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News at 6. For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app. The NBC Nightly News, that's up next, and we'll see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 11. Have a great evening.